thumbnail.
So.
She looks great on the thumbnail. So
He always looks good.
What are you saying? That she only looks well on the thumbnail?
this episode today was sponsored by Father Gerald Weems.
This is how it is. 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 Today on Pop Culture Minefield. This is how it is. Today.
All right, produced by Martin and
Barely.
starring a bunch of jackasses. And of course, a very special jackass, Sil Abdul, today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome,
What a
Sil Abdul,
category.
back to Pop Culture Minefield. It's been too long since we've hung out, buddy. Too
Definitely,
fucking
man.
long.
Got to do
We
it
used to
more
do a
often. I
show
agree.
together. We used to do a show together, but I got to tell you, right as soon as I fucking wanted to start it back up again, Mikey Sutton dies. And and it's why I stopped talking about movie news, because I don't know, something broke in me when he died. I'm serious.
Oh, it derailed. It derailed a lot of, it was a lot of momentum with a lot of content we was doing together, all of us with Mikey. And so I definitely kind of checked out for a good year. I kind of feel like I'm kind of,
Exactly
kind of
right.
back
It's
where I'm
like
at now. Yeah.
it took me a year to start feeling normal again,
Yeah, agree.
to where I could jump on with Keith every once in a while and do some movie talk. I just lost all interest in it. And it's hard to believe how ingrained in our lives Mikey Sutton was. And
Yeah, that's how we all met. Yeah.
I know we wouldn't have become friends if not for him. God, man, I miss him so much. I miss having heart attacks at 1 o'clock in the morning from him.
I miss giving him
R.I.P.
shit for
Mikey
doing
Sutton.
that. I did.
Yeah,
Mikey.
he would shoot out a message. I'm serious. This really did happen. He shot out messages at 1 o'clock in the fucking morning about all of this going down at DC with Saffron. The Rock is gone. Cavill is gone. Wonder Woman is gone. And he's doing this at 1 o'clock in the fucking morning. And I'm like, what are you doing? Are you trying to kill me?
The answer is yes.
The answer was yes. Yeah.
He wanted me to die. He wanted me to die before him. And
I told him he's not allowed to do that anymore. Made him laugh.
Yeah.
I miss him so much. So
he would be having a ball right now. He loves all this, he loved all this geek stuff. And I think he would have had some interesting, comments of this film. So we're doing this for Mike.
Yeah.
And by the way, Anima wanted me to do some clips. And I said, I can't do the clips because those clips aren't available. And so I can't do them because if you do them, you will get claimed. And so we're not going to do that. Oh, Emmanuel is here from France. Look at that. Look at that. Bonjour, Emmanuel. Bonjour.
Apparently, France hates the Superman film. I don't know yet, though.
Oh, well, they love Jerry Lewis, so there's no count for taste in France.
Well, they're kind of confused because, he does have Canadian roots. So they're still at cross purposes about the character.
Yeah, there you go.
That lines up.
and Sandra is here, and Sandra wants to know if we all hate it, and the answer is no. I
No.
think we all had a very positive reaction to it.
Mhm.
Anima had some issues. I had some issues that dealt with specifically the writing. Just
Mhm.
James Gunn writes like he has ADHD. Now, I have ADHD, and I don't write like that. And it's like, it kind of really kind of weirds me out because it's one area where I don't allow my ADHD to take over when I'm doing my writing. He does. And I'm not sure if that's a style choice or what. I mean, what do you
I
think,
think-
still?
No, definitely the writing in the first act. I had my most issue. Really, was the editing of the first act, but Gunn overall as a writer, I
Well,
think
the
he's a solid
editing was
writer.
way fast. Yeah,
Yeah,
his editing was way fast.
yeah.
Which I'm going to give him a compliment here, not because it was good, but because that's untypical for a director to be involved in the editing and actually cut scenes shorter than the way he shot them. Because usually directors, if you know anything about filmmaking, directors who edit tend to overcut. They'll let it go on too long, a scene go on too long.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this
there's no
is-
wokeness though. Just to kind of get ahead of this, and
I've been getting hit over
Yeah.
the head with that shit, and I'm like,
yeah,
stop! If you haven't even seen the fucking movie, stop
right.
with the woke. It is
Yeah.
not woke. I said,
It's not woke.
Keith and I are 1000% anti-woke. It is not fucking woke. Stop using that because you're hurting your cause. When you call things woke that are not, oh, block that motherfucker right now, Martin. Kill him.
Yeah, kill him.
We get these people from,
unalive him.
look at this shit. Look at this. This is from Kick. I swear to God, the
Yeah.
worst spamming we get is from Kick. I don't even know why we bother with them. Eli Cortez is here. Good morning. Good
I
morning.
saw 6 too.
I did too. Where'd she go? I'm trying to find. Lester is here. What's up, Lester? I'm doing this right now. Hold on, Martin. I'm doing this. I've got this. I'm pointing at people as I'm saying hi to them. Good morning, and then you take back over. I got my buddy Real Popcorn Geek
I
is
was
here,
giving you 6.
Shout out to Real Popcorn.
and then there I found 6. Good morning, 6. Good to see you. We love you. And if I didn't mention already, Sender Hammerschlag is here. And oh, now I invited you to join us, Zax.
Shout out to
Where
Zach,
are you, Kyle?
Kyle.
if that's your real name.
Yeah, give him
Yes,
a
it's
video,
true.
Martin.
He used to be our producer, and then he took off on his own channel. And
Yeah, I know
fuck
Zach.
him, he got bigger than
Yeah,
us.
Zach's doing his
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
You must
Oh, but do
Wait,
you
wait,
know
wait,
he's
wait.
a bastard?
wait.
Shut the fuck up, Kyle!
That's a
Wait.
video we play for him whenever he pops in.
Gare Bear. That's
Hey,
gonna stick.
Bless. Oh, that I've been called Gare Bear by a lot of people. Marvel colorist John Alderink was the first one to start calling me that back in 06. Hail, the reactions to this movie are interesting, seems to fall across the range. What I'm saying is there's a far greater number of people right now bitching about it. And I would say close to 80% of them haven't even seen the movie. And they're basing what they've heard. And I'm telling you, do not fucking trust Variety on a fucking thing. Those people are there to cause trouble. I'm serious. They're rabble rousers. And they're the ones spreading misinformation and disinformation. Do not trust them. Did I see somebody else pop up in the chat there?
Monkey Jeebus.
Yes, there he is, Monkey Jeebus.
Jeebus, good to see you.
Yeah, James Gunn deserves to get shit on for a lot of things.
Gary,
I don't
like.
I gotta tell you on a
Don't you agree?
What?
Like it's the whole separate art from the artist thing. Like Gunn, I think
Yes.
is a big doofus.
I
but,
do too.
You know,
Oh my God. I have been reading him before anybody knew who he was. He's a local here in Missouri, okay? Him and his fucking idiot brother. And back in the day, this is back before MySpace and Facebook, you know, he was blogging. And I was, Mac and I used to read his blogs. And he wrote this article one day about they're at Six Flags here right outside St. Louis, and he started him and hawing on one of the rides, and I think it might have been the log flume ride. I don't know. His brother Sean was, and
Yes,
it caused there was a line of people, and there was this 12-year-old girl in there, and he wouldn't get on the fucking ride. And this 12-year-old girl snaps at him. She goes, "Stop acting like a pussy and get on the fucking ride. We all want to go." And it was really funny. This 12-year-old girl said this to Sean Gunn. And they did eventually get on the ride, but James Gunn had to ruin the post by saying, "I can hardly wait till she turns 18 so I can fuck her." And then I'm like, that was just James Gunn trying to be edgy all the time.
Yeah,
fucked up shit. You know, but
that's how he got
I
fired
did
from
enjoy
Marvel
the story.
or Disney. So
Yeah, but then rehired. What's this? Interesting note talks of reshoots, refreshing. Please, that I didn't hear. There were reshoots.
Oh, they're always on.
And
Yeah,
no
they're
massive,
all
massive changes though.
It's how you use them. It's not the Marvel version of reshoots, which is pretty much just remake the entire film. I'm looking.
Yeah,
at
it definitely wasn't that. Right.
Oh my
God,
God.
like 3 films.
Monkey Jeebus, the little girl grew up to become Jennifer Holland.
Oh man,
Oh,
Well,
that is so messed up.
good payoff on that joke right there. Good.
At least she
Yeah.
married her.
So, look, man, my main complaint is the writing, and I agree with Sil on the editing too. I think that it was edited for like the MTV generation, somebody with ADHD. The writing was the same way. I found that it was just kind of all over the place with some of the writing. But in the end, he introduced two characters that I fucking fell in love with watching film. I don't know about you guys, but I fell in love with Crypto. And I fell in love with
Big
Mr.
softy.
Terrific. Yeah, Mr. Terrific is one of the best fucking characters in that movie.
wait. Let me modify and help you out here.
I don't need
Way
a modifier,
better.
motherfucker.
Way better than anything the CW ever did with the character. Now go.
God damn
blows
right,
it
mister.
away. Blows it away.
God damn right. And
And for the actor that played him, this is revenge for what was done to him when Fox hired him as one of the mutants and had him play a character that never should have died, because that character basically is next to impossible to kill, but they killed him anyway. So yeah, good job there, everybody.
And that's the end of the show, guys. I thought that there you go, Lester. The plot. Look, I like stories. I don't need plot, but the plots they were really moving around a lot, and I think that in the end is what kept it from being a really great movie. This is, in my opinion, a fun, exciting, and very enjoyable comic book movie. And I do. It feels like a comic book. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Man of Steel comic book by what's his name? I just got his name. John Byrne. And in fact, the whole bursting into Lex Luthor's office scene was like it was ripped right out of that comic.
Mm-hmm.
And because he does that in the comic, it's over something else, but it doesn't matter. You know, he took his fucking dog. John Wick fucking murdered people over somebody doing that to his dog. You know, Superman's a nicer guy. And I've heard people calling him a simp, goofy. I felt that Gunn brought Superman back to being a Boy Scout, because that's what he is. You can't tell a Superman story and make him anything. He has to be naive.
Well, that's that Silver Age angle. Cause I got a little Grant Morrison New 52 in there as well too, as far as a younger, naive Superman. which is what he is in the film.
Yeah.
But like you said, he was, saving people, saving squirrels, giving speeches, and
I know what he said. The squirrel
boosting up people morale and stuff. That's Silver Age Superman.
Someone asked me when I saw the scene with the squirrel, did I hear Doug's voice go, "Oh, squirrel"? And I went, "That is funny." It's an ADHD
It was just so
joke.
random. It was just random, like Gunn would do that. Oh, let's save a squirrel.
That's one of the clips that I wanted.
Well, let me at least add this in there. The thing that Gunn shows with the way that he was able to research all of these characters, I have to at least say that I give him major props for digging deep into the history of Superman and bringing out a bunch of characters, including one character he never gave a line to. But notice when Lois made sure to fill up the ship with everybody that she was going to need to write the story and help, she brought her future brother-in-law, Ron Troop, with her. The black guy wearing the glasses who they never mentioned, even though he's getting out with them at the end of the movie. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, Gunn will do more with him in the next movie. But
yes.
it just shows that there is a version of Superman that Hollywood has never touched. And that when it came to what Donner was able to do, he was distilling the version of Superman from the beginning, basically. But there is a Hollywoodization of the character that when you get into the comics, DC was never really able to get past for a lot of years. This film, and I agree with what Gary said, I love the fact that we have great character writing for Mr. Terrific. I loved Crypto, but my biggest shout out go to the actors that played his parents, because unlike in previous versions of any version of Superman, I know what I'm about to say is controversial. Okay, what I'm about to put out here, this is the best version of his parents ever committed to film. Outside of what was written from Man of Steel. Outside of that, this is
I don't
the best
agree with
version.
that at all. I think that the Martha and Jonathan Kent from Superman the movie is my favorite version of the parents.
Yes,
this is my second favorite.
Yes, and what I mean is, if you actually were born and or raised in the Midwest, specifically around the Kansas, Missouri area, these characters, pretty much every parent I ever met growing up, that's them in this movie. And I guarantee you, he based these two characters on his parents. James Gunn did, because he is a Missouri guy. And that's the reason why they work for me. That's almost every couple I knew growing up and that I know today. So I give him big, mad props for that. And that really does mean something. Hollywood's never been, they've always been guided by the Donner version. And not to say that that's bad. That's actually good.
No, that is not bad. You
that's
should
the
use
bar.
that as, that's the bar. Because they have not superseded it, man.
No,
and,
this is not on that level. No.
It's not.
What I'm saying is, he decided not to use that bar and went with something more familiar if you've actually grown up in that area.
He went with making a comic book movie. It's an actual comic book movie.
Yes.
Guys?
So, what?
I'd like to acknowledge this. Lester's Skeptic Tank Obsession has become a new Pop Culture Minefield member.
You're goddamn right, Lester. You belong here. You are part of this crowd, man. We love having you. Thanks for joining, man. Give him a video. Nothing gay.
That's a hard one. But okay.
I know.
Okay. Oh, we all love this one. So brace yourself.
I've got 5 terrorists going southeast on Bakalakadaka Street.
Fuck yeah!
Not the gay one. That's wild. You gotta clip that.
Talking, and I'm of the mind that I think that it's gonna make more than what even he's predicting. I think this is gonna be the tentpole movie of the summer. I really do think it is. I think this is a great family film.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to make money hand over fist because
More than Fantastic Four.
he cut this film as a family film.
I think so.
I think that was a smart move on Gunn's part or somebody's part. Because the film absolutely is family friendly, even with some of the naughty jokes in it here and there.
It's straight up family. Yeah.
I think this is a film for mom and dad and the kids. And I like seeing a film come out like that again. It's so nice to see movies cut that way. And so
it's bringing out the old dudes, like y'all. Right? It's bringing out the old dudes to the theaters that grew up with these comic books, right? And that was the crowd. I saw it twice, and I saw older couples and kids who love crypto. I was like, oh, that's the market right there for the whole family.
Yeah. It was a very smart move. By the way, I'm going to show something here. I want to show something to everybody because this guy, I've been following this guy's acting career since the 80s. And to have him in this movie playing such a seminal character just made me so freaking happy. And I saw some people taking shits on him, and it made me so angry because this guy is perfect as Jonathan Kent. Pruitt Taylor Vince has been an actor I've been following since '88 when he was in a little movie called Red Heat. And he was great in that movie with Arnold. He held his ground, man, in a movie that was not made about him. He was the hotel manager that at the gangster. That is him. That was his first big movie. And I saw him, and my dad and I had this thing. We would see somebody as an extra or as, one of the secondary characters or third level characters. And we would key on him. And Bill Paxton and Pruitt Taylor Vince was two of those actors my dad and I keyed in on back in the 80s. Oh, I like this guy. Yeah, this guy's going to go places. And both of them worked as character actors, but Bill Paxton, thanks to Tom Hanks, got a lead role and in Twister, and it changed his career forever. So I love this guy as the dad, and people are like, "Goes crying all over the place." No, they're not. You know what? I've got bad news for you. Real men do fucking cry. We just
especially
tend to
when
not
their
do it.
children are not involved.
We do it with our children. We do it with our loved ones, but we tend to do it in private. We don't like to cry in front of other people. It's very uncomfortable. It's a pride thing. It's not an ego thing. It's you always feel like you have to be strong in front of other people. So you tend to not show your deepest emotions. But some of the best men I've ever fucking known were absolutely, and these guys were combat warriors. So fuck you guys, that say that.
And what about the moment that he cried? Like, it was kind of an emotional moment. Like,
goddamn right, he was afraid he was going to lose
dump.
his son. He thought he was going to lose his fucking son.
Yeah.
Well,
so it landed, I thought. Yeah.
I do too.
I really do think that this is actually based on his father. I really do. I believe that I tell people all the time.
Oh, James Gunn, right?
Yeah, James Gunn. If you got to understand, his parents visited him every movie set that they could, and he flew them out to visit him when he was making Guardians, the first one, and also brought them to Atlanta when he was making Guardians 2, and put them in the movie. And from seeing them, that's the vibe I got. That what we were watching was really James Gunn's parents. So,
yeah, I think that landed. I mean, with Gunn writing the film, you self-insert yourself, for these stories. So I'm sure he used, you take it a step further. Superman was smeared online in the film, and James Gunn was as well, with the whole Disney thing. So you just see elements of Gunn's life. So I think obviously the parents, was based off his real parents.
which I like that. I'm sorry, I'm reading some of the comments. We got
Don't worry.
Rewind here who doesn't agree with this at all. That's cool, man. Don't worry about it. Like you no matter what, Rewind.
It was
Like
some
no
good
matter
jokes,
what.
man. On second watch, when I saw Guy
Hey,
Gardner,
Muslim
yeah,
Uncle.
Nathan Fillion
Muslim-
had some of the best timing. Yeah.
Our buddy, our Muslim uncle is here. Rewind the Times is here. Who else has popped in?
I have
Anybody
a
else?
beautiful list for you in the private chat.
Oh, let me. I can't read your writing now. Gabby 13 is here. Who else? Of course, my buddy Classic Comics is here. Real Popcorn. Yeah, everybody. I've gotten the names of them. Of course, our dear friend Monkey Jeebus is here, and he's making good comments out here that are not trolling. He's not trolling today. He's actually very engaged out there in the chat.
Yeah, it threw me off. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute, Monkey's being genuine. What the fuck?
Like what?
Did somebody hack his account? What's going on?
The real Monkey Jeebus.
Yeah, I didn't disagree. That's what I said on Twitter, by the way. Anybody that follows me on Twitter knows I'm like, look, man, you guys can agree with me all you want. You can hate this movie, but at least hate it on its merits. Hate it after having seen it. Don't hate it because you saw the trailer and you're like, made up my mind. It's like, look, I've made up my mind on films based on trailers because they put enough information in there that it told me, oh, this is going to suck. But I'm not going to jump in there and tell people that movie sucked because I don't fucking know. I didn't watch it. I'm honest about it. I'm not going to do that. And people are like calling it crybaby stuff, and I'm like, oh, fuck off with that, man. I've cried.
No, you just didn't see it. You didn't see the film though. If anyone's saying crybaby stuff, you didn't see the film. Just be quite honest.
Yeah, it's not. And the minute I see that, I'm like, you didn't watch the film. It happens twice in the movie, and both times there was merit for it to happen. And the thing I like about his depiction of Superman, I love this kid. This kid pushed for a lot of the classic comic stuff to be put into the film. No, I would have preferred to see Henry Cavill play this version.
Oh, absolutely.
But I got to tell you, this kid did a good job. He still has a weird eye. It bugs me. But I think he's a sweetheart. I think he really gets it. And
the Snyder Bros. Just the dumb Snyder Bros. There's some good Snyder fans, then there are dumb ones as well. Yeah.
I agree with
any fandom.
I agree with Derek. David's fantastic. In fact, Superman, Lois, fantastic actors. I enjoyed almost everybody in the film.
I did too. I got to tell you. Also, there's been just yesterday was this like people going around saying that Lois dresses like a dude. I'm like, hey man, that girl dressed like every liberal arts fucking journalist student I knew, female I knew in college and in fake college, and by the way, fucked. Because that's a look. That's a look for those type. But she also dresses like a girl. And so no, she doesn't dress like a man.
Also, she dressed like almost every version of Lois Lane, at least from the 1980s to the 1990s to the early 2000s.
I mean, people
always had that look of,
yeah.
I know they really are, and that's the thing that's bugging me. It's like they are going overboard with the criticisms, and it's like, look, if you don't like it, just don't like it. But don't go with the woke thing. It's not woke. It's not woke. I'm not saying that James Gunn and Sean Gunn aren't woke. They're woke as fuck.
Oh, they are in like personal lives, but people try to make it like,
he went out of his way
film. I don't
take out as much politics in this movie as he could.
Yeah. That's the thing. Is like this film. I mean, does it have an allegory that is probably on the nose, right? Like a nation, that's on the United States side. We'll just say. And then there's another country against it. Like, there's parameters to what, the allegory, but this isn't a political.
Well, there is an allegory with Superman that he is kind of like what America is, that we tend to be the world police. And we don't always want to be. We feel like we're being forced all the time. And I made a description of this once, Sil. I said, we all live in a giant fucking apartment complex. Okay. And this is off of a true story. A woman lives down the hall from you, and you hear her getting beat by her fucking boyfriend. Now, as a woman or just your average person, would you at least call the police? Or would you be someone like me and go over there and tap on that door and fucking choke that guy out?
Hey,
That's the
everyone
kind of
that
guys
has to go.
I hung out with, and that's the kind of person I was raised to be the person that takes action. And so when you hear that, the world is nothing more than a giant fucking apartment complex. And we tend to be guys like me, where we go out and we act. But we also let a lot of shit happen. And a lot of fucking I don't even want to go into it. People killed by their governments. And we just
and that's
turn an eye
why
to it.
that's why Superman in the film, he was so adamant, like, you know, hey, I stopped the war. Like, what's wrong with everybody? You know what I mean?
Well,
That was
don't
very
forget,
valid.
Guys,
people
guys.
were going to die is the line.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
I
he
have
yells
to
at
interrupt
her.
here. Keith isn't needed to go, so bye, Keith. Oh my God, and we have an special guest. I'm fangirling here. We have Wally.
That was the writing on the thumbnail, Martin. That's why we wanted you to
Stop,
read that.
Paulie.
Hi, Polly.
Hi, everybody.
You popped in just as Keith has to go. Keith,
What?
last thoughts before you go?
Oh man.
You know what? I agree with Paulie's review. What Paulie put out there, I have to agree with, because along with everything else I've said up to this point, Paulie pretty much is my proxy on this, and I can't think of a better spokesman when it comes to this. And Paulie, you are phenomenal. Still love you, dude. To everybody on the show, Gary and everybody else, thank you for this opportunity, and I hope to catch you guys later. Okay, have fun.
All right, Keith.
All right, brother.
Hey, brother.
God bless. God bless, man.
Bye, Keith.
Wait, Polly is now the token minority? No, he is not.
No,
Because Martin and he outnumber the brothers now.
My God. What's happening?
So, Polly, do you know Sil? Have you met Sil before?
Yes, of course.
For sure.
Yeah, I've subscribed to his channel.
Outstanding. And
Me and Paulie watched what's that crazy Star Wars show that I can't remember the name of now?
Acolyte.
The Acolyte, yeah. We did a viewing together. It was so forgettable.
Right.
I forgot the name of it.
Oh my God. That's
with,
right. Lorena
with
Creel.
Lorena.
Oh my God. That was a nightmare, bro. That was
pretty tough, man. It's pretty tough.
I'm
Now, we have already
having
laid
my
it out
first cup of coffee, so forgive me.
No, don't worry about it, buddy. Hey, look, I pretty much gave my review, which pretty much is in line with both you and Sil, which is why I thought it would be fun to have us all together on this, because I think we all saw the same film. I think you, Sil, and I saw the same things, pretty much agreed down the line what was wrong with it and what worked. And I love the film. It is not as good as Superman the movie. I'm sorry, it never will be. But that's a really good fucking movie. I loved it. I had so much fun. I watched it a second time.
Yeah, I've seen it twice now. I'm probably gonna see it again like Monday or Tuesday because I'm gonna be with cousins out of town. So we're probably gonna see that again. Yeah.
I also liked how evil Lex Luthor was in this. I really enjoyed that. He was a scary villain.
Well, he was a homicidal sociopath.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and
yeah, it was a fantastic performance.
Absolutely. So yeah, let's hear your review for it real quick. Give me a rundown on it.
Well, I my one liner when I came out, when I first saw it a few weeks ago, because I saw it with the media, advanced media screening, and it was a standard screen. It was an IMAX, and half the crowd was like, critics type, so they're a bit stuffy, bit bit restrained. But I said coming out, I'm all James Gunn made a great James Gunn film, a really good Superman film, and a great reboot of the DC universe all in one film. That's like, I mean, you think about the expectations of and the pressure, anyone that they would have gotten to do Superman. There hasn't been a legit Superman success on film, universally loved, I would say, since '78. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
With the other ones, you can find stuff that are there's stuff I liked about the different movies. But no, man, it was such a shocker too to the system because it wasn't an origin story. It's like, I'm
3 years into his career. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to dunk you into this universe and you just have to fucking accept it.
That's a great way to put it. Just dunk you in it. That's what it did.
That's what it did, man. And, it took me like 10 minutes the first time to just let it go. Meaning like we're not getting a usual.
No setup at all.
No setup. Yeah. So, I was hooked, man. I think James Gunn is a genius. What do you want from me? Who else could have pulled off what he pulled off? So I get some of the criticisms, but I think they really are pulling. They're trying to make nitpick problems into something way more problematic, and it's just not there, in my opinion. It's just not there.
Yeah,
I saw it again, and I liked it even more. I saw it again.
Second watch is better.
Yeah.
Without giving away a plot point, because you brought up something here that I have a specific belief in, which is the comments about his biological parents and the message. We don't need to say what the message is, but I think that Luthor lied through his teeth, because he does. He lied to every character in that movie. Every character he lied to them. I believe he's being deceptive, but Keith left. And I'm going to tell you what Keith and I talked about is that we believe that maybe he doesn't know it's a lie, and that what happened there, the reason there was a glitch there was because of Brainiac.
Ooh, that's a nice theory. Yeah.
We went over this for 2 days talking about it. And I'm like, I'm really starting to really get comfortable with that idea that Brainiac is why there was a glitch. And when Luthor released that message in full, that unleashed Brainiac, and Brainiac manipulated that message. And that's all I'm going to say without giving away any plot points. Your thoughts?
To me, it's what was shown on screen. And sure, those are fun theories. Okay, whatever. We'll see what happens in the next iterations. But what I saw on screen really changed Clark Kent. Kal-El. I mean, it really screwed him up, and it was fantastic. It's such a great. It's brilliant. I love that choice. It's a brilliant choice. It's so different. Again, it's so Gunn, and yet it's familiar within the comic book world of Superman, but no one's done it before. And all these other iterations, always the same thing, right? So I was like, whoa, that's awesome. But more so, it's about a man, an alien who's raised by great human parents, who's just trying to be a good man and do good. And how wonderful is that? And what a great message that is, especially nowadays. People are just awful to each other. It's so easy to be awful to each other on social media. I mean, you take this this whole criticism of the men crying in the film. All right, tough guy, you never cry. I don't get this thing in that. Well, you know, Paul Kent cried. It's like you said, it's a private moment. Guy almost lost his son. Spoiler, sorry. Guy almost lost his son. Who's not going to be freaking out?
Fuck yeah.
It's a beautiful
And when
scene.
you see Superman lose it, he is, you know, morally crushed at that point when you see Superman.
Oh, that was a great scene. Come on, man.
Yeah,
That
people
was
who
a great
say that-
thing. Yeah.
Come on.
I watched
And,
my dad. My dad never cried in front of me, but when he was told that I had leukemia, and it was a misdiagnosis, but they told the doctor told him that he suspected leukemia, and my dad sat in the kitchen not knowing that I was up, and he was crying, and I just walked quietly away because it caught me so off guard seeing that man cry. I grew up around real men, all warriors. These were all combat men. A lot of my friends, you know, are combat veterans, and I've seen the emotions from all of them. And so people who say it's not manly, you know, you read too much into the feminist trades of saying that men don't have emotions.
Let's go back to that because the argument is that all the men are in the movie are not men, and we're hearing this from comic book nerds with YouTube channels. All right. And we could throw ourselves in there. It's all good. But I think I only saw 2 men crying in the film, and they were pretty traumatic moments. So that's one thing. So you're either gonna like it or not. I don't. They weren't. You know what? You would have an argument. Here's the argument for the case, because they were real. You know, James Gunn really went hard on social media, like in the movie, talking about social media and you know the monkey bots, all that stuff. Was that Clark and Superman? He didn't like what they would say about him, even though he's like, I seldomly read. Great scene, by the way, with him and Lois Lane. I seldomly read that, you know, like it became to I never to I seldom. He watches he reads social media.
He was reading everything.
Right, exactly. So you would have an argument if at some point in the movie, kind of a la what's his name? Jake Gyllenhaal in the last Spider-Man, where he's doing the selfie of him getting killed. And Mephisto.
No.
Oh yeah.
Mysterio.
Yeah.
Mysterio. That's right. Sorry.
Mephisto is in the shot.
So
he's everywhere.
If Superman went like one of the trying times and he gets a hold of his cell phone and he starts doing a selfie video and he's crying, then you're onto something, because that is a huge trend right now. People crying in their videos, whether it's about some trauma, some political thing going on, some social thing going on. It is like trauma porn. He didn't do that. He didn't do that at all.
Like you said, outside of Paul Kent crying, the other crying scene was a pretty traumatic event, and it was a character arc, you know, where that character kind of turned, you know, for the rest of the film. So it wasn't just constant crying. Like, I mean, Lex wasn't crying. He seemed pretty alpha the entire film. Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner.
And that guy never broke.
And you know, I do disagree with you, Gary, in that I think the writing is fucking cooking, man. Oh my god, the dialogue was just amazing. The story.
I would refer to that writing as spaghetti.
No.
Yeah,
I still blame more of the editing in that first act, where it just kind of jumps you to, you know,
a little bit. There's a little bit.
Moments.
Yeah. I mean that, but for me, my weaknesses of the films, they're nitpicks. They're really nitpicks for me. Like as far as like, it's just not a perfect film. Like there's some nitpicks. You could even say the Kryptonian parents, that might be a problem, right? It's like,
it will be a problem
as far as the reveal.
I'm telling
but
you,
see,
no, as far as like
that I don't think that's what we think happened. I think Lex Luthor lied.
Yeah.
So, but it's not super lore breaking though.
The other last thing I wanted to say, in regards to men crying and the woke thing, is if this thing was woke, you would have seen that selfie thing. I'm telling you, and you would have seen Ma Kent, Lois Lane, every woman in this movie emasculating the fuck out of Superman.
Right.
And that never happened, bro.
Not once.
Let me tell you, Lois Lane fucking loved Superman even more because of what he was going through. Did you see that scene, man?
Yeah.
I mean, God, come on, guys. I mean,
yeah. And Lois was in character in that scene in the beginning, which is one of the best scenes in the film. Her interviewing Clark.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And she's in her character, kind of needling him, but that's Lois Lane.
She said,
"Hey,
yeah, she said, I don't think you can handle an interview from me." Says,
right. And she gave it to him.
And she gave it to him, Lois Lane style.
Right.
But it all came back around. That's where I'm kind of disagreeing with Gary. I'm like, everything that they talked about in that scene came back around. You disagree with
me very minutely because
I'm
just thinking the writing's a lot. I think the writing's a lot. I'm just saying the writing's a lot layered and on purpose, purposeful than what you said earlier.
Well, I just feel the first half is just spaghetti. I have a problem with it, but I still fucking enjoyed myself. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I had fun.
So yeah, that's so. I that first time around I was like 7.5. The second time around I'm thinking it's an 8 now.
I went higher than you. I went to 8.5.
I'm still at the 7.
Yeah, I'm like, like to me, like F1, which is like probably the best made film of the year.
F1.
That's like 8, 5, 9. Yeah.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, and someone said the Monkey Jeep Superman. And I was thinking about it. They say it's like his 3rd year. So pretty much it's, you could say it's year 1 to where he's having to deal with something so cataclysmic as everything he was dealing with in this film. And it makes sense. So I really I was really enjoying his right now. If he acts the same way again in another film, then and be like, no, come on.
Yeah, we need some progression of his character. But he was good. Him as a performer as Superman, I think Corn Sweat did really, really good in this film. I don't see too many down points with him personally.
I agree. I think he's wonderful. And again, second time around, their chemistry was just so off the charts. The language, the takes with each other was, what I want to do. I want to take the scene where he flies into his pad, and they have the fight in the background.
The fight in the background. I know
that was a great scene. That was a great
bro. That's one of the best scenes in the film.
That was.
I mean,
everybody hit that picture.
And James Gunn's such a troll because that's the first image that we ever got. Remember, like almost.
And what was everybody saying, Paulie? Oh, he's not gonna go out there and stop that thing.
Right.
And in the background, while they're having this emotional conversation,
in
the background, you've got Green Lantern making a gigantic Louisville Slugger and beating the shit cracking it.
Dude. Look, before we get to the Justice Gang, I want to say one more thing about strong women, because I think they're we've allowed whoever you follow, which is fine, guys, but you can't allow your entertainment to be hijacked or your purview to be hijacked. It's like, oh, strong women bad. The best women I know in my life are strong women that challenge me and kick my ass every day because they love me. They want me to keep succeeding. And that's what love. And when I do, they love me even more. My lady is an ass kicker, and she loves me even more when I get shit done. When I don't just survive, I I thrive, right? I get ahead. Those are the women you want. Lois Lane is that woman. Ma Ken is that woman. And that's a huge difference again than a one-dimensional feminist take. Completely different, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know both of you got to go.
I'm good. I'm good for a while.
Oh, you're good? Okay, so
yeah,
I wanted to get a take on, because Syl says 500,000 or 500 million. I actually think this is going to be a tentpole film for the summer, and I believe it's going to I think it'll make $1 billion. I think.
What's my floor, Gary? 500 is the floor, but I if it holds 120 opening weekend, it can hit 7. But I'm not going too far over 7.
It's going to rely on word of mouth, and you've got a lot of people that we know that are talking shit about this movie, and I'm like, man, that's not cool, because I think you're being unreasonable.
Yeah.
If you didn't like the film, that's okay, but don't fucking attack it, for God's sake.
I go off a forecast, Gary, right? And that's what me and Mikey used to always do, and so I go off of actual.
I know you read
your stats.
You read your stats, so
yeah.
Let's hear it.
So that's why I'm saying it's holding up pretty good. Like I said, for a 120 opening, 100 million internationally, so you could have like a 250 global opening this weekend. That's really healthy. And then word of mouth has an A- cinema score and a high 90s Rotten Tomatoes audience score. So the legs may be good. That's to translate that. The legs may be good for this film. So it could have a chance to hit 700, in my opinion.
And I am hoping that if what I'm seeing with reactions from people, because I'm watching all these reactions, I suspect they could easily break 1 billion with the summer crowd.
Wow.
School's out, baby. This is a family movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. For the family,
Paulie,
crypto landed with me better than I thought too. Because I thought I was going to hate
I
crypto.
fucking love that dog.
It pays off so good at the end.
Just like him. I love that dog, but he was a pain in the ass. He tore everything up in my fucking house. He was a rescue too. And I'm like, oh my God, that is Schroeder, my dog Schroeder.
Wait,
did you guys get the cup?
No, I did not.
Oh,
I'm
grabbing
cheap.
when I got. Hold on.
There's a very similitude problem with crypto, and it's that he never hit Superman in the nads.
Yeah,
those kind of dogs always do
every
that.
dog like that I've ever had, and my cats would nail me in the nards at some time or another. Yeah, but I do have an interview video here. Well, is this the full interview? What is this, Martin?
Yes, it's the full interview.
Okay, this is a long one. Can you skip forward
before you do that? Can I give my predictions about the money and stuff?
Yes, that's what I was waiting for.
Okay, so yeah, I think for Warner, they wanted to clear 500 million. Then it starts making money.
Right.
That's for Warner. But all this discourse that we're having, the normies, they're all about this. They're all about the crypto. They're gonna eat this up for a while. And also too, there's a good 2-week pocket where nothing else is happening. And I don't know if Fantastic Four can hit that zeitgeist like Superman is, in the good word, in the strong word of mouth. So it could be a billion contender. It might, but we say that
we need to circle around in a couple of weeks and talk about this, Paulie.
Well, because Lilo didn't do it. It's like 20 million off. I mean, basically made $1 billion, but it's 20 million off. Minecraft is about 50 million off. So that tells me the attention span too is something. So I don't see, those two films did have more competition than Superman has in the next couple of weeks. Other films like How to Train Your Dragon. What was the last?
Sinners was out in Minecraft, and Sinners was killing it, and Minecraft still got a big.
It's a different audience. I'm thinking of what movies are the same audience. That's Dragon and Jurassic. So
Yeah,
now
you're talking about
Superman-
family films. Yeah.
right? I think Superman has a nice pocket where it's gonna make a lot.
I'm telling you, it's going to be the tentpole movie
That's
of the
intense.
summer. This will
Paulie?
be it.
Paulie, I love your hat. That's
Oh,
a good hat, Paulie.
my Danny Trejo hat.
Yes.
By the way, Paulie, I've met him, and with my daughter Zoe was so excited to get to meet him.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God.
Even-
Wait.
That's a light too.
He did. She's like, "Why do I know that guy? Where do I know him from, Dad?" I said, "That's Danny Trejo." And we walked over and said hi to him, walked away, had to go back to my table because I was an artist at the convention. And Zoe grabs me and pulls me close. She goes, "I'm taller than him."
Yeah, he's not that tall. That's another thing too, brother. And actually, I'm gonna put up a Danny Trejo video today. He did a funny comedy bit, and we did a reaction to it. I'll put that up. The Superman merch is going nuts right now. So they throw that into Warner Brothers throws that into money made on this film. That's all part of it. I'd say merch is probably even bigger.
I am looking when I get paid to getting only one thing, and I'm focused because I don't make very much money, and I want the action figure. That's all I'm really looking for. Is I want that 6-inch tall action figure, posable. Action figure.
We did that IMAX with AMC movie night. They did give us this comic,
the crypto comic.
And I was a little disappointed that it wasn't a what's up, Mephisto? That it wasn't a kind of supplement story to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is like it's a different story. You know,
it's a new crypto like origin story, right? I think that's the comic.
I haven't looked through it yet.
Okay,
but it's not, from what Tom Connors was telling me, it's not like a story connected to the movie.
No.
And that would have been cool. Because if anything, what's really weird is that I wanted more story. What's up, Mephisto?
How you doing, guys? All good?
Yeah, man.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Hola, hermano. How you doing?
Hola.
So we're bashing this thing or what? Just kidding. Just kidding.
Right.
What's with all the negativity around this freaking movie? It
Oh,
seems
there's
like
so many names.
wait. It seems like it's a bunch of monkeys tapping away, tap on the old keyboard, giving away sort of opinions.
There's only one monkey we pay attention to here, Meth. That's
Monkey
the
Jeebus.
guy right there.
Yes, the man, the myth, the legend.
Hey, what about War Monkey? We have two monkeys in chat.
Oh shit, that's right.
I'll
there's two
accept.
monkeys.
Yeah,
How
I'll accept
dare
every
you.
monkey.
Hey, Bill Barkley's back.
What's up, Bill?
I Bill. Well,
Hey, Bill, you Scottish bastard.
Anyway, I've heard about 45% of what you guys said. I don't know if somebody mentioned the guy who plays Jimmy Olsen did a great Jimmy Olsen.
Put that back up.
Which
Jimmy was the man.
Which
that's
was
the prequel. That's the prequel novel.
Okay.
If it comes up.
Oh, to the movie?
Yeah, it talks about like how he first joined the Daily Planet and
what's
like
it called?
The movie character.
Which one is that called?
Welcome to Metropolis. I got it on Amazon.
I'm getting it right now, dog.
I'm getting it right now.
I'm getting it right now.
He fights some classic villains in it too. It's
$7.99. I'm getting that right now.
I'm not even getting that at all because I don't read comic books.
Well, it's a novel, but
I'm joking. And I don't read comic books.
Dude, you're so negative, bro.
I've actually enjoyed myself very much, so much so that I have to say that David Cornsweet, even though he has a very unfortunate name, could be up there in terms of not his portrayal of Superman or how he looks, but he was fortunate enough to be a part of a Superman that was better written than any other Superman, including Superman 4. which
100%.
was not that hard.
That's a shoe in. Yeah.
Which was not that hard.
100%.
No, I mean, if you take just the movies, okay, you leave Dean Cain alone. The man just stepped into a mega trap, but
well, I got to tell you, I think that's really more of variety because there's shit stirs over there.
I didn't like the guy trying to bait Gunn and all those guys into something that they really didn't want. And if you saw the movie, they kind of stayed away from politics altogether. There was a lot of like social media criticism, media criticism. You know, yes, there is the immigrant issue.
There is.
But there's always been the immigrant issue in like, even I saw a snippet of like a Dean Cain episode that I thought I remembered. But yeah, they talk about how Superman is an immigrant. It's another avenue of attack. And they actually, and I said that in my review, and I absolutely love it. You guys read comic books, right? Superman had almost 100 years. Through the years, Superman kind of adapted into the times, and every time the technology kind of leapt forward, the Superman story adapted with it, and there was always a different line of attack that any villain can use using this new thing that nobody has thought about. So this time around, it's sort of like that social media aspect and how to attack his character through these bot farms, essentially. And it's a very clever way of kind of like triggering that emotional aspect. And I personally love a stoic Superman. That's why I love Christopher Reeve, because he was very stoic. In this one, they tapped into the emotional outbursts that I didn't particularly like. I get what they were going for. That interview with Lois was great. I didn't like Superman. Like, he was just about to shout and just blow her out of the room, essentially.
But it wasn't Superman shouting.
Yes and no. It was Clark, but it was Superman. But
was also Clark. Was a couple arguing that it didn't start off as an argument and it didn't.
No, I mean the interview. The argument.
No, but listen to the whole scene.
Yeah,
you're just taking that out of context of the entire scene. The entire scene is amazingly well crafted, right? And listen,
I get it. I know what you're getting to.
What am I going to say? What am I going to say?
Sorry, you'll say it.
They cross the lines. They cross the lines, and that's all that Lois was trying to point out, and it frustrated him because she was right, as far as morally, ethically, like, hey, what you're doing ain't right. You can't be Clark interviewing Superman, and he was ping-ponging in that argument. It was fantastic, bro. That's just my opinion, though.
I love the exchange. I don't like the fact that he went out of pocket in terms of who he is. It's a Paulie. It's not a criticism about. It's a personal preference rather than just an art critique, right? There's the art critique of constructing a scene that is very well crafted and fits within the dynamic of the story. They were trying to tell a story, and that is a key component to set you up for when those bots with the pocket dimension, and you saw those bots, you got the frustration from the first scene, from the first that interview scene. All right, I get what they were going for. I just didn't like. I didn't like the fact that he bursts through to Lex's. That scene was great. One issue I have with it is he was way too angry. That's what going in there and he wants his dog. That is a human trait.
This is after he finds out something about his parents, then the dog and the fortress, and he's pissed off.
Exactly, and I don't like my Superman pissed off.
Okay, I'm with you, Matt.
I don't
that
like
was
it.
Weird.
When Christopher Reeve went down into the in the first movie, he went down into the sewer, and they had essentially the same scene where Superman is not upset, but he is angry about the fact that Lex is playing with him and you know, putting people in danger. Not him particularly, just putting people in danger and playing with people. That's why he was so upset with him. He wasn't angry. He was coming from a place of, I need to save people. So he was firm. He was aggressive. He wasn't angry. He came in this movie. He came to Lex's office. He was pissed. He was angry. He wanted his dog. He didn't want his parents to be messed with. He didn't want to get messed with. And all Lex did, and I fucking love, I'm sorry, I love Nicholas Hoult in this movie. And I was so underwhelmed with him being cast at that role. He completely surprised me. When he looked at Superman and he drank his tea or coffee and he's like, I don't care.
So he said that
do whatever you want.
That ugly dog.
Oh no,
that was petty.
That scene was so fucking good.
Fantastic.
I want to interject.
I
want to interject here.
Mephisto, why was it fantastic? Because he played the opposite energy to because he knows he stole his dog. He knows that he's doing some nasty shit to Crypto, right? Now we could go back and forth, but you know, 78 Superman. 78 Superman, he challenged everything and got super ultra pissed and cried when Lois Lane died in that earthquake. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna reverse everything. He lost it. So I don't know about your argument there, bro.
Okay. I lost my argument. Fine, I lost my argument.
Okay. So Donner did it first.
Fine.
Okay.
But I don't even put 70 like to compare to 78 is like, dude,
that's all this levels to this.
Understand this. Being angry and then doing the times twist is the only thing I don't like about that movie.
right.
I understand.
It is forbidden for you to.
It is forbidden for him, and he did it because he's emotional and selfish, and I don't like that in my Superman.
That's what made that.
And that's a classic film.
It's very hard for me. That's what I'm saying.
I get it, but it you know, for the normies, it works.
Oh, dude,
it works. Mephisto,
I
think he has a flashback to when his dad died, and there was nothing he could do. And now Lois is dead, but he knows he can do something because now he knows he can turn back time.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
Well, we can argue about 78 all day long.
You all seem to
I really want to
overlook
bring
the
something
thing.
up here, guys.
Well, bring it up.
Are you guys hearing me?
Yes.
Okay. Because I don't know if you're hearing me. That scene was ripped right out of page 223 of the John Byrne trade paperback of the series Man of Steel, of him bursting into Lex Luthor's office. I have the book. And I thought it looked familiar because Tom posted it, and I'm like, I know that scene. What is that from? That looks like John Byrne's art. And I asked him. Tom couldn't remember, but I went and I checked and opened my copy and found it. Page 222 begins the story. And Superman loses his shit and bursts into Lex Luthor's office, ripping the doors into pieces and threatening him. And just like in the movie, Lex is calm, cool, and collected because he's getting the reaction he wanted from Superman.
Anyway.
And that's it. And I do like that they put that in there.
My point is this. And this is something that I actually was... I had a very similar yet opposite reaction to what I had in Dune Part 2. In Dune Part 2, I went in. I was bored to hell in Dune Part 2. And I didn't like the ending, but, you know, it's neither here nor there. Looked good. Looked amazing. Story was on point. I didn't like the movie. I felt bored. Went out in the theater and I felt like somebody gut punched me. I was like, I love this franchise so much. And why did they treat it so well? After the first part I loved. And I thought to myself, I know most people I know who review these that I watch will say that they liked it. Which happened. In this movie, I came out and finally, I was content and I was happy from what I got. I really did. Okay? I didn't expect much and I got way more than I expected. There was few things that I didn't like. One of them I I just said. The other one is essentially the inclusion of Hawk Girl that did nothing to nothing.
Disagree.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna come after you if you're gonna come slinging stuff, bro.
The actress had some good comedic lines. I get it, but
well, then that's her point of being there.
Okay, then it is what it is.
I
the
think
Guy
it could've
Gardner
been
thing,
character, you know, that's why I think it could have been anybody.
He gave Nathan Fillion the best comedic lines and made him up to be such an obnoxious douche on purpose. And I get it. He is sort of the opposite of Hal Jordan, but again, I'm not a comic book reader.
Nathan Fillion was great.
He was a perfect Guy Gardner. He was perfect as Guy Gardner, man.
So he was obnoxious on purpose. And to me, the best of that trio was Mr. Terrific. Man, that guy was great. That guy was absolutely great.
He deserves his own movie.
Well, you think about it, he was the fourth lead. I mean, he was pretty huge in the film.
From the second act on,
right?
Was pretty big.
You know, but he was. Let me tell you something, Mephisto. And I think, and this is the thing with characters. This is what Marvel does so awfully, is that they throw all these characters into a movie just to see what sticks. Member berries, that character, that berry. That's why no one cares the last 10 years.
Yep.
Gunn did the opposite. He did all these characters with purpose, right? You're saying you said something about with Hawk Girl. It's like
just Hawk Girl, just Hawk Girl.
I heard you. Okay, she was their foil. You know what a foil is, right?
Yes, I get it.
She was their foil. That's why. Okay. And you know what? For someone that had like one or two lines, boom, she stuck them. Besides the comedy. Right?
You saying her purpose was there to present that foil? Okay, I see what you're saying.
Right? Yes, just because you know she had to deal with she's dealing with two dudes and she's dealing with Guy Gardner. It's hilarious. And then also too to show you that at first she's like, "Sorry, Soups, I'm not joining you," and then he inspires his friends. Did you guys get it? Remember? Did you guys get that? Yeah. I called some friends, some super friends. Yeah, I loved it. And to where, you know, she stepped it up. And then one of her final lines was fantastic, where the guy was like, "You're not going to kill me. You're like, I'm sorry, spoiler. 3, 2, 1. I ain't Superman." Oh, what? That was great, man.
And and Gunn transitions it to the aspirin, or what that, whatever homeboy was drinking on the ship. What do you call them things? Where you got indigestion?
Oh,
Alka-Seltzer. The Alka-Seltzer drop. He transitions a drop, to the Alka-Seltzer drop. I was like, oh, Gunn, good job right there. Yeah.
Anyway, I went out and I thought, man, I'm pretty stoked. I'm good with this movie. And immediately I would have thought, pretty sure Gary's gonna smash this movie into fucking pieces.
Actually, I had way more issues than Gary.
I was surprised Gary liked it too.
Not Gary, not this Gary, the other Gary.
Okay. Let's say
the other Gary, not this Gary.
The other white meat.
The other white meat.
So you came out of a theater, out of a movie that you paid for, concerned about what another YouTuber?
I wasn't concerned at all.
Oh, he didn't.
No,
you brought it up.
Paulie, after Dune Part 2, I was concerned. Not anymore. And I'll tell you why.
I've been confused. I don't know what you're saying, bro. When you came out of Superman or Dune?
When I came out of Dune, I thought what other people would think when I slammed the movie.
Okay.
When I came out of this one, I didn't even think about what other people are going to say. I knew what other people are going to say, and I didn't give a damn. Because I went into the movie.
Because you're incredibly knowledgeable. I love your takes. You know, it's like this is a thing, man. This is like an itis, man. You know, but
don't get me wrong, Paul. I get what you're struggling with. The issue is with me is for a very long time, I listened to other people and I tried to form my own opinion, and I thought I was independent, but I let other people sway me. Now, I don't care if you specifically think that you don't get the emotional bit. Okay, so it doesn't change my opinion now.
Yeah.
The issue is with me is I yearn to go and see good movies and great movies, and I get disappointed if I don't. But I stepped away from listening to anybody before I do anything because it's not good for me. It's just not good for me. It takes away from my enjoyment if I enjoy something. But for the better part of 6 months, I did not enjoy a lot of stuff in the theater. For the very few things that I went to see, I didn't enjoy myself at all.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We lost Sil?
Well,
It's a shame.
No,
It's a
Phil
shame.
had to
but-
go because he has a show in a bit.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he had to go. So I'm
Yeah,
going to go
I
ahead and
have a
wrap
show
it
in
up
a bit
here.
too.
Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up now because we went over a little bit, but that's okay. Had some great comments.
Great conversation.
Yeah,
man.
this is friends talking about a movie that they all enjoyed and disagreeing on parts, and it doesn't matter. We all agreed on one thing: go see this movie. It's worth it. It's a good comic book family movie, and it is. I believe and I predict that it will hit 1 billion. I
Whoa,
believe
there
it
it
will hit
goes.
it.
I'm at the 700-ish mark. Not sure.
I think it's going to be the
I'm not sure.
tentpole movie of
That's
the
it.
summer. I
I
don't think anybody's gonna
wanted
blow
to
it
make
out
a
of the water.
bill. I'm thinking with Mephisto 7-8.
Yeah.
And look,
Yeah.
that's a success for Warner Brothers. Plus the merchandise.
Merchandise is going to go big. Crypto is fucking huge.
Well, I'm going to commit to it more after we see
All right,
the
buddy.
second weekend. Like George Lucas said, that's great for the first weekend. Let's see how it does second weekend with Star Wars. So second weekend tells you everything. So, well, I'm going to watch that, and then I'm going to commit to my 1 billion with that one. Other than that, I would probably go with 700 million.
700,000. It cleared
Yeah,
that.
$700. No, just seven.
Your bar is
in
so low, Gary.
concessions. Really?
Hey, I want to thank everybody in the chat. What a great chat today. Sander Hammerschlag, Gambit 1987, Emmanuel, thank you for joining us from France. Eli Cortez, Six was here. Real
Six.
Popcorn Geek, Lester's Skeptic Tank Obsessions, Zax was here, Kyle. Classic Comics, Monkey Jeebus, Gabby 13, Rewinds the Times, our Muslim uncle, Shanatsky was here, Eastland Burkholder, Mephisto, who is also here on the show, Wade, Bill Barkley, and is that it? That's it. Everybody, thanks for chatting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to follow Polly. You guys, I know you're all following Polly already.
Of course.
Same thing with Mephisto, and I know you're already probably following Mephisto.
I've got one more thing to plug. In an hour and a half after Salty Nerd Podcast, because everybody's going to go to Salty Nerd Podcast, we're going to do a terrible comic book adaptation in Batman and Robin.
Whoa.
Holy hell.
It's a
Why are you
Batman week.
doing
It's
this?
DC weekend.
It's
'Cause
DC
guess what we're
weekend.
talking about today? Guess what we're talking about today?
Dark Knight?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna.
so
it's DC weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna raid you guys once we're done. So
Awesome.
All right,
see you
buddy.
guys. Thank you.
See ya.
All right. See you guys. Everybody have a great weekend. And we will see you again in a couple hours. And we'll be watching and talking about Batman, The Dark Knight. So have fun. Polly, thanks for being here. Mephisto, thanks for popping in. And Sil Abdul, I know you're not there, but we love you, man. And thanks for popping in.
Take care, everybody.
With that,
God
guys,
bless.
we're going to get the hell out of here.
Bye,
All
Polly.
right. Bye now.
Y'all come back now. You hear?